What's up, East Coast F100? I don't know if you've seen any of my recent progress. I have this thing blown completely apart. Frames at powder coat right now. I got most of the suspension components ready to paint, or already painted, ready to go back on the truck. I got all new polyurethane bushings for everything. Right now I'm getting ready to do the floors and the front cab mounts. I just wanted to go over a couple things that I found and the importance on which piece you replace first, rather as far as the cab mount or the floor pan itself. Let me show you what I got and we'll get into it. All right, so I started doing some prep work. I'm trying to find my spot welds so I can drill them all out. But it is completely roached out. The floors are gone. They put a heating duct in here. It's all a mess. So the reason I wanted to do this quick video, because when you do these floors and these things, I know sometimes they're not going to come out perfect. So if you do the floor first, there's a chance that the body mount won't line up. So that's why I wanted to get into this. Although this is all rotted out up here, I am still going to drill all these spot welds out when I pull this off, because I want to try to maintain this line. This line right here. Because I want the cab mount to sit right, because that is the critical component. If you put the floor in and maybe it's a touch too low, it could pivot the cab mount out. So I am going to cut this all out. I'm going to I'm not replacing this piece because this piece is good here. I'm going to do my cut here. So I want to get my cab mount in and just flush up with the original, or what's left of the original floor over here. And then I'm going to cut my floors out. But I'm going to do both sides. This side's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. I got all new panel. We got to replace all of this. And you can see I started scraping off the undercoating that's on here from the factory, because I want to try to keep as much of the original floor as possible. I only want to replace what's actually bad. But I just wanted to give a quick, couple quick pointers. You don't want to just go at it and just rip all this stuff out, because it'll damage the metal that you need to reset the new cab mount to. So that's why it's very important to find the spot welds and actually drill them out. All of them, all up in here. You want to be very careful. You don't want to drill up into the cowl, because there's actually 3 pieces of metal that are spot welded together here, and you only want to remove this. You don't want to actually damage where the cowl and the floor pan meet. So when we put our new panel in, we'll drill these spots and spot weld it up to here, but through the floor, we'll drill through the floor and spot weld to the panel here. All right, I just wanted to give a quick little tutorial here, how to find your spot welds. I'm gonna take my goop scraper and start scraping here. Get the undercoating off. All right, that's pretty good. So once I get the goop off, I'm just going to take my little whiz wheel Just give it a little. There. But as you can see, as I started doing some just light grinding, the spot welds start to reveal. See if I get you a little better in there. You see how they pop out? There's one there, there's one up here. In a nice straight line. And you could do this to find the spot welds on the entirety of the truck. This happens because when they put the machine on it to actually squeeze the material itself, that's what it does. It squeezes it and melts the material together. So to keep from damaging the actual floor, even though it is rotted, we're just trying to maintain that line so we know where we put our cab mount on. I'll drill all these spot welds, and obviously back here it doesn't matter. And that should give us the best profile to set up our new cab mount. The cab mounts that I did get, they're going to need a little bit of modification. I can show you that in 1 second. So here's our new cab mount. It's actually very nicely constructed. It's pretty much identical to the original. There's a couple quirks we're gonna have to deal with, especially this profile here. This is not supposed to be like this. This should be straight. So I'm gonna have to fold this over a little bit, get it straight with this profile, and rebend these up a little bit. That's the biggest complaint I see about dealing with this. There's another version of these where it's real big and goofy and it's a single stand piece. Don't use that. They're designed to just go right over your original mount, and frankly, it's not really the right way to do it. So that's my tip of the day, and once I start really tearing into this thing, I'll give you an update, and I'll show you what garbage I find next. But thanks for tuning in.